20 years ago, Andy Adams was flat broke, nearly bankrupt from the coal business. Anyone else would have said goodbye for good to the rock called black gold, but not Andy.
The challenge was there. It was the greatest challenge of my life.
Forced to quit school in the 8th grade and go to work when his father died, Andy has since attained the American dream. This is the story of a Kentucky coal baron. Many miles deep inside an eastern Kentucky coal mine, Andy struggled, trying to support his family. Working underground made him a decent living, but Andy knew the real money was above ground in owning and operating. He decided to go after it.
For 17 years, I kept plugging away. I couldn't walk away a loser, so I finally beat the game, but it took that long to do it.
And during all those tough years, did he ever have any doubts about his future success?
I never really doubted that I could do whatever I set out to do. Even whenever I was the lowest, I was optimistic. I believe in the American dream, and it has come true for me, and I've helped make it come true by hard work.
Andy's hard work in the coal business finally paid him some big dividends. He owns not just one, but 2 mansions in Hazard, Kentucky, side by side. Now, living the life of a coal baron not only has its monetary rewards, but it also includes a jet-setting social life.
I have known a few presidents: Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Glenn Campbell, and several Hollywood types.
And tonight, some of those Hollywood types will be here at Andy's for a party benefiting the Kentucky Film Commission. So, Andy Adams, a self-proclaimed hillbilly, will be welcoming the stars from television's The Dukes of Hazzard to his humble abode, which includes a 2-story clubhouse.
Started in '75, finished it in '76.
Inside, you'll find a well-stocked bar, a heated pool, a dance floor, saunas, and 4 guest bedrooms. Outside, tennis courts. All the property of a guy who was once advised to file for bankruptcy.
And I've studied hard, I've worked hard. I suppose I have been lucky. Timing has worked for me.
Are you a rich hillbilly?
By hillbilly standards, I'm a rich hillbilly. The qualifications for a millionaire hillbilly is a house and $100. I have several horses and several $100s, which makes me a multi-millionaire.
Holding the title of a rich hillbilly requires the ownership of at least a dozen cars, including a limo, a Mercedes, and a Rolls. Today, however, Andy is in the mood to take out his restored Thunderbird. You might be wondering, has all this material wealth changed him in any way?
I probably have become much more humble. My friends that have known me for a lot of years say that I haven't changed. I don't feel that I changed. No, I have matured.
Andy holds court, so to speak, once a week with a group of old buddies. During all those rough years, he has remembered his friends.
I have friends who dig ditches and clean yards and work in other people's homes, who I have a great deal of respect for. Years ago, when it dawned on me that I wasn't going to win a popularity contest, I set out to do one thing, and that was to conduct myself in such a way as to gain the respect of my peers in whatever business that I chose.
Andy has owned his share of jet airplanes, fancy helicopters, and Florida homes. It's quite obvious he could live anywhere in the world he wanted. So why make Hazard his home?
Hazard's been good to me. And I've been other places. There's nowhere else that I care to be.
Andy and his wife Rennie are used to entertaining Hollywood and Hazard. The first person to stay in their guest house was Glenn Campbell. Tonight they'll entertain 4 stars from The Dukes of Hazzard. James Best, who plays Sheriff Roscoe. Rick Hurst, who portrays Deputy Cletus, and Sorrel Book, also known as Boss Hogg.
Howdy do. Sir, you are a gentleman and a scholar with a sense of humor, all this surpassed by your extreme good looks. Welcome to my humble
Thank you.
home.
You're one of the most honest, most perceptive men I have met all my days.
Kathy Bach, who plays Daisy, also arrived to say hello to Andy. Just another day in the life of a Kentucky coal baron. Andy is presently working to pull more business into Hazard by developing the tourist industry. There are those who doubt it can be accomplished, but then they don't know Andy Adams.
I've always managed to do what I wanted to do, but I've worked at doing what I wanted to do. Anytime I was doing something I didn't enjoy, I quit it. I went on to something else. But I worked 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And this is a way of life with me.
Andy Adams, Kentucky coal baron, rich and happy in all that he does.
The year was 1981. The #1 song on the radio was Betty Davis' Eyes, and possibly the most memorable Black Gold Festival was held in Hazard.
That year, tens of thousands of people came to see cast members of the hit CBS show The Dukes of Hazzard. Tonight, we've uncovered video of those celebrities in Hazard that nobody has seen in more than 25 years.
This was Main Street in Hazard on September 19, 1981, when Boss Hogg, Daisy, Roscoe, and Cletus came to town. The 4 stars of the Dukes of Hazzard gave a stage performance and rode through the parade with thousands of excited fans looking on.
How are you doing?
That same weekend, the stars were welcomed by Hazard resident Andy Adams at his house in Woodland Park. This video is from a show on WKYT you might remember called PM Magazine, and nobody has seen it in 26 years. The story actually focused on Adams, a millionaire who made it big in the coal business. A very young Sam Dick interviewed him.
This is the story of a Kentucky coal baron. Many miles deep inside an eastern Kentucky coal mine, Andy struggled, trying to support his family.
Adams became very wealthy during the 70s coal boom. In 1981, he owned 2 homes side by side and several cars. The cameras followed Adams as he took a drive in his Thunderbird, and you got to see a glimpse of Hazard some have never seen, including a stop at Jerry's Restaurant, a popular gathering place for years. With all his money, Adams was still happy to call Hazard home.
Hazard's been good to me. And I've been other places. There's nowhere else that I care to be.
In one of the houses Adams owned, there was a bar, dance floor, and even a heated pool. So it's no wonder he got the opportunity to entertain Hollywood in Hazard. The visit by the Dukes cast members was just one of many memorable social events at the Adams home.
Andy Adams died almost 20 years after that interview in March 2001. To see the entire 6-minute story about Andy as it aired on WKYT in 1981, go to WYMTnews.com.
The 2007 edition of the Black Gold Festival kicked off today in downtown Hazard. Tonight was Youth Night with events geared toward teens. The night ended with a concert by Big Daddy Weave, a nationally known contemporary Christian band.
It's getting to see everybody and coming out and seeing people that you haven't seen in a long time. It's a lot of fun.
The music continues through Sunday, and all concerts are free. Former American Idol contestant Bucky Covington will perform Saturday night at 9. There's also lots of crafts, food, and carnival rides. The parade is Saturday at 11 a.m.
And you said there was quite a lot of people down there tonight.
Oh, there were. It was packed. It's probably going to be even bigger this weekend.
I'm sure, as long as the weather stays nice.
We hope so. Well, it is nice to have the dry weather for Black Gold, but as we mentioned earlier, water shortages are getting worse across the region.
That's right. Is there a good chance of rain anywhere in the forecast, Jim?
Right now, it's just too far out to really nail down how much rain we could see. We do have some better chances going into early next week. I have more details on that coming up in just a few minutes.